Hey, what's up, Spooky fam? Today we are going to be talking about 10 more great horror movies just under 80 minutes because sometimes an hour and a half is a little bit too long. So you just want something quick and easy to digest. So that's what this list is for. If you would like to see part 1, I will leave it linked down below. If you enjoyed, please subscribe and let's get right into top 10 part 2, I should say, the part 2 list of top 10 horror movies just under 80 minutes. The first movie we'll talk about is The Eyes of My Mother from 2016, directed by Nicholas Pesci, and this one comes in at 76 minutes. And I actually will be coming out with an entire review for this. I have Disturbing Horror Movie Week just about done, and this movie, The Eyes of My Mother, will be kicking it off. A young, lonely woman is consumed by her deepest and darkest desires after tragedy strikes her quiet country life. And this movie is shot in black and white, and you can really feel how gross and disgusting some of the scenes feel, and it packs a punch. Moving on to Chopping Mall from 1986, directed by Jim Wynorski, also coming in around 76 minutes. This is starring Barbara Crampton, and it is a very fun time. A group of young shopping mall employees stay behind for a late night in-store party. When the mall goes on lockdown, the robot security system malfunctions and goes on a killing spree. And the poster, the cover art is very misleading. Take it with a grain of salt because it is just a fun, it's silly, goofy time. Next is a movie that I will be talking about more in depth around Christmas time this year, and that is Body from 2015, directed by Robert Olson and Dan Burke, and this one comes in at 75 minutes. A night out turns deadly when 3 girls break into a seemingly empty mansion. And what I'm getting from this is it is a Christmas themed movie. I just kind of wanted to put this on your radar because I will be covering it. I haven't seen it, but we can discover it together. Next is a classic, Wreck from 2007. I bet you all really enjoy this movie. This one is directed by Jerome Balaguero. You guys know I'm terrible at pronouncing things. And Paco Plaza. And this one comes in at 78 minutes. A television reporter and cameraman follow emergency workers into a dark apartment building and are quickly locked inside with something terrifying. And if you guys know that scene where that body comes right down and smashes, like, shit gets real right there. And Wreck is a very good movie to watch around this time. The fifth movie I'm going to mention here on this list is Glorious, which is a recent movie directed by Rebecca McKendry, a favorite here in this household. Like I mentioned, this is from 2022, and this comes in around 79 minutes. And I like to refer to this movie as the misadventures of Jason Stackhouse. If you guys have seen True Blood, this movie stars Ryan Quanten, who plays Jason Stackhouse in True Blood. And it just feels like a continuation of the supernatural events that we got him getting into in True Blood. But it also stars the voice of J.K. Simmons. And I feel like it was a surprising voice acting role for him, but I really enjoyed it. It was a really fun watch, a very colorful watch. After a breakup, Wes heads to a remote rest stop. He finds himself locked inside the bathroom with a mysterious figure speaking to him in the next stall. Soon he realizes he's in a situation more terrible than he could imagine. And I mean, being locked in anywhere is terrible to begin with. This movie just kind of takes it up to the next level.
Is there a troll living in that one?
Number 6 on this list is The McPherson Tape, also known as UFO Abduction, directed by Dan Alioto, and this is from 1989 and comes in at 66 minutes. so just over an hour. On a fall evening in 1983, a young man videotaping his niece's 5th birthday party keeps the camera rolling as an alien abduction unfolds. So we get a little bit of found footage here for those of you who like found footage features. And also alliteration.
It's not back there, I just took a look in there.
Get out!
Moving on to Slacks from 2020, directed by Elza Kephart, and this comes in at 77 minutes. I was a little skeptical about this film. It kind of feels like Rubber or Deerskin, which are both by the same director, but just kind of that inanimate object. Inanimate object, you know what I'm saying, the things that aren't living, that kind of horror. And I feel like one that I really enjoyed was In Fabric. I really loved In Fabric, so this kind of gives me those kind of vibes, if that's something you're into. When a possessed pair of jeans tries to kill staff off at a trendy clothing store, it's up to a young employee to stop its bloody rampage. So if you're into murderous jeans, there's that. I feel like murderous jeans are skinny jeans when you can't breathe, when they suck the life out of you. Next is another fan favorite, I'm assuming, because a lot of people in the horror community really enjoy Inside from 2007. Coming in at 79 minutes, this is directed by Alexandro Bustillo and Julian Maury, and 4 months after the death of her husband, a woman on the brink of motherhood is tormented in her home by a strange woman who wants her unborn baby, and that strange woman is played by Beatrice Dahl, which we'll get into in the next movie. We'll talk about her more, but I feel like Inside is that movie that feels too real when you get that inside vision of look into the baby's womb and what the trauma. It's just a sad vision to watch. But moving on, 2 more here, and these ones are shorter ones. Lux Eterna from 2019, directed by Gaspar Noé. This one is only 51 minutes long, but it feels like it goes on forever because there is a 10+ minute sequence of just the most horrendous strobe lights in your face, and they just speed up so fast. And it's, if there's anyone who has any sort of photosensitivity to light in that kind of way, please stay away from this movie because it is one of the worst I've seen. But I am a big fan of Gaspar Noé. I really do love him, and I feel like I got a comment last week saying that my review of Climax being slightly positive was the first one they'd seen because they think that movie is dog shit. But I love Climax. I think it's a great movie. But Lux Eterna, it's getting dark in here. I am losing light. Let's wrap this up. Lux Eterna, 2 actresses, like I mentioned, Beatrice Dahl, and a favorite of mine, Charlotte Gainsbourg, are on a film set telling stories about witches. And it's a great film. It's just very, very, very dialogue heavy. The colors are wonderful. If you'd seen Vortex, it is the split screen storytelling that I think was really effective in this kind of way, very disarming, and I loved the colors so much. I'm going to insert a photo that I took of my screen during the flashing, the strobe effect, but I feel like it was a very cool photo that I got. So overall I enjoyed it, but it was very hard to watch. I felt sick for a good half an hour after watching it. And then to wrap this up, we have The Curse of the Blair Witch from 1999. At 44 minutes, this is directed by Daniel Myrick and Eduardo Sanchez, and this is shot mockumentary style, just to kind of give you the shivers about what's to come. Like I mentioned, a mockumentary about the Blair Witch legend and the 3 filmmakers who disappeared in October 1999. This aired on the Sci-Fi Channel on July 11th, 1999 as a promotional prelude to the release of the Blair Witch Project. So if you got to see that live, I'm very jealous of you. I believe I own it and it is up there, but that's all for today's video. I hope that you got something out of this. I hope that you got a new movie recommendation. I hope you enjoyed, and if you'd like to see another installment to this, let me know. I know it's kind of getting dark. It's almost November, and I'm losing my mind about that because I feel like this year went so fast, and now we're getting into, it's getting dark at 5 p.m. time. So that's it for today's video, but I'm going to go and get dressed up for Halloween now, I guess, and eat dinner, and I will see you soon. Sayonara, Spooky fam.